Good evening, everybody. I'm Mark.
And I'm Britton.
And today we're going to have ourselves a snow day.
Or that would be the film we just watched. Well, film in quotes.
So, I'm excited to dive right into this, so let's get started.
What have you done?
This was the single greatest movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
I hope you're engaging in super hyperbole.
I am engaging in ultra hyperbole.
Because this movie was pretty shitty.
Alright, so, go ahead and just give us if you can, a very brief overview about what we just witnessed. Where to begin?
It's really a kind of... Alright, well, the movie stars... Alright, well, the movie... the movie's about, some teenage boy who is overly infatuated with a girl to the point where it's a little bit creepy.
It's uncomfortable,
definitely.
Like,
he knows, he knows what bubblegum she chews and like her favorite animal and
how many times she blinks in a minute.
The things that, for some reason, the 80s to 90s thought was a charming character trait, obsession with a woman, has not really aged well these days. And he's infatuated with the popular girl who's like in the dive class, and he tries to get her attention, and she ignores him because he's invisible. He's not literally, for all intents and purposes. And he's a bit of a clumsy shit, and he falls into the pool and finds her ankle bracelet.
Yeah, she I guess, left it behind one of her dives. So before we, I guess, go any further, should point out that most of the cast are like age appropriate. I think that the kid was like 16 or 17 or something like that.
I have no
His
idea.
friends were like 16, 17, but this girl that he's crushing on is very easily like an adult.
Yeah, she looked 25.
Yeah, and she actually was 25 when the movie was made. So it's kind of weird to think that they're in the same high school together when it's like it would be like if you had a high school movie and one person was just out of nowhere, like played by Steve Buscemi, and is like trying to pass it off as a high schooler.
Hello, high schoolers.
So I actually think that was an SNL skit that they did where Steve Buscemi was like a high schooler. But anyway, like that's really what it was like. It was like so clearly that this girl was not a high schooler.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, we'll move on.
So that's kind of the A plot of the story. There's a B plot. There's a lot of there's like B plots. And C plots. So the B plot of this movie is the main character who has an unhealthy infatuation with this girl has a little sister who she and her friends are trying to stop the snowplow man from plowing the road so they can have more than one consecutive snow day. Mm-hmm. And just these bratty kids trying to stop the civil servant from doing his job. Yeah, he's a bit of a creep, and he has a bird, and the snowplow is a piece, probably a dangerous piece of shit. But like, he's literally just like doing his job. Yeah, he gets glee from ruining their snow days. That's like neither here nor there. He's doing the job he needs to do in order for society to continue functioning.
So while we have that going on, Chevy Chase is a meteorologist who's trying to, I guess, get better ratings, and the only way he can do that is by shaming the guy who has higher ratings than him.
Well, and also dressing like an idiot. Goofy. Like a goofy, like an asshole.
And then we have, like, the kid's mother. She, she's so focused on work and everything like that she's not enjoying the snow day. Yeah. And
she has, the youngest son in the family is clearly a problem.
Yeah, he's a problem child.
Yeah, he has, like, it's no longer like, okay, he has a little bit of a, he's a little bit of a hyperactive child, but it's kind of transitioning into mental disability territory.
Like, he is
like putting his head in a lunchbox and banging it against a wall.
Like, that actually happened. That's a thing that happened.
Yeah.
All right, so that's basically a summation of what the movie was. This was also a Nickelodeon movie. I don't think it was their first ever live action movie.
I don't think it was either.
But
this was definitely a movie where
it was their last.
Yeah, it was. This was the movie where dreams came to die.
So, I know what you've already kind of hinted at, which is that you think that this movie is terrible.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember while we were watching it, you actually turned to me and asked if this was one of those movies that is just like notoriously bad.
Yeah, like I thought
Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah, Kangaroo Jack or Daddy Day Camp or something like that was that was just notoriously panned. And you said it just kind of came and went.
Yeah, I mean on IMDb it has like a 5.2.
Really?
Yeah, rating. So it just no one really cared about it. Like I remember seeing the trailers and being like, "That's gonna be bad." And like I want to point out that this movie was not good, but I didn't hate it as much as Britton did. I have a few ideas of how I guess I would do things differently, but I do want to kind of point out the positives.
Okay, clue me in on what I potentially have missed.
Oh no, it's going to be the same. Me and you both have the same positives probably for it.
Okay.
The main positive is of course the snowplow man played by Chris Elliott.
Was it Chris? Who's Chris Evans? Chris Evans is Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America did not play the snowplow man, Britton. No, Chris Elliott played the snowplow man, and he is great in this movie. Okay, not great's a strong term. He is very funny in this movie, mainly because he is very mean to the kids. And that's kind of funny. Like, there's like the kids are rotten assholes. That's just the way it is. Like, they steal his bird, because he has a bird that he rides
the
with.
only thing he cares about.
And so they kidnap the bird, and he kidnaps one of the kids, and they do and they have like a switch, kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
And as he's driving up to like the meeting place, the kid is like tied to the front of the snowplow, screaming for help. And I'm like, you know what? I honestly have to say, that's funny. That is the cruelty is over the top ridiculous.
Yeah, like we were seeing, like this man is going to prison.
Oh yeah, this man, he's not making it out.
No,
but yeah, like that is one of the, I'd say, the bright spots of the movie. There's almost a surreal atmosphere with some of the things, like the principal. He gloats about there not being any more snow days, but wherever he walks now, that it is a snow day, he's getting pelted by a barrage of snowballs, and you don't even see who's throwing them.
Yeah, they're snowballs for all intents and purposes coming from the ether and pelting them.
So like that is kind of fun, but I'm gonna actually get into what I would do, I guess maybe a little bit differently to kind of talk about this next point, which is those things were small glimmers, and I really kind of think that they would have had a much better story if they actually just kind of went all in with the insanity. Or not insanity, but like, for instance, I have like 4 different plots are kind of being interwoven here, and you kind of start losing interest in a lot of them. But I think they were trying to go for something almost like Ferris Bueller-esque, where like, look at this grand adventure they're having on this day, and I kind of think that they should have gone further. I think they should have gone like, much more into like, make it even bigger than what it was. Like, yeah, we have a snowmobile chase, but I want the snowmobile chase to be like over the top, ridiculous, like, explosions or shit like that. You don't even have to do it like that, but like the most ridiculous snowmobile chase that you could ever have, kind of thing.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think this movie would have benefited highly from kind of removing the she's just not into you main plot.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the romance the romance angle of this film just really kind of dragged it. I was always kind of more curious as to what the kids were doing, because the kids there was more creativity put into the kids portion of the film than the
snowplow part. Yeah.
Than the other one. I thought, I thought this movie. I agree with you. They should have just. I don't know if you agree with me on the cutting the romance part.
I can agree with that.
But they cut that out. They cut that portion out, and it should have been over the top. They have imagine this the whole snowplow man, but they have like a Braveheart moment where all these kids are kind of yelling on top of the hill, yelling and berating the snowplow man, not mooning them like in the movie, but
we want to avoid that. I actually we'll replace the main plot maybe with something more interesting, because the snowplow thing, that's a good secondary plot.
Yeah,
it's just a fun little addition. I would have the main plot be something almost well, again, the best thing I have to relate this to is almost Ferris Bueller-esque, where it just keeps on getting grander and grander and grander, till in that movie, that ends with them dancing in a fucking parade down Chicago. I love how almost ridiculous. This is clearly almost an alternate reality where these things, kind of happen. And I feel like they wanted to do that, because they had the little girl fantasizing. They had, the action figures come down and start talking to her. They should have just gone all in with it.
I have a feeling that adding the romance angle was kind of an executive decision. What's big today?
Love.
Friends. Friends is huge.
Oh, I see.
And people, teenagers, they love romance, they love Friends. So we'll have your dumb kid stuff, and then we'll have this lovey-dovey stuff, so we can get the teenagers in on this.
Even if they wanted to explore a romantic angle with this, even if they wanted to do it, I just kind of don't feel that the way they did it was the right way. Because again, he's really creepy, this kid. He is way too obsessive, and there's no woman, I can't say no woman, but no woman is likely to be wooed by the charms of a guy who stalks another, who stalks her. You know what I mean?
He goes on the Weather Channel, or he goes on the News Network, and declares his love for her, and names all this, I know the color of your eyes and the type of chewing gum you chew, and just. And then, at the skating rink, where just the day before was a liquid lake.
Don't forget.
Yeah. He does kind of the same thing. He puts on, instead of it was a cameo by Iggy Pop, if I recall.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah, and he's playing this soft 50s music at the skating rink, and he kind of lures Iggy Pop out, and he puts on this rock and roll music.
Yeah, basically a mixtape for her.
And just all these weird, creepy things that, for some reason, she's in on. She's getting into
likes it. Yeah. She's like, oh, he's so cute. He knows the type of bubblegum I chew, and he knows how many hairs are on my head, and how many times I blink. This is weird. Yeah. This is creepy.
I've made a doll out of the hair from your drain.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I've made a shrine of your toenail clippings.
I would have been, it would have been much more interesting if it was just kind of instead of the creepy kid. If maybe the romance was just more of a, instead of just. Maybe he's already with the girl at the end that he gets with his friend. Maybe they're just, maybe they're having a nice snow day together. Why is it gotta be some big, why does that aspect of it gotta be, almost ridiculous? Can't they just have an adventure in the snow? Wouldn't that be more fun?
I think it would. I think if they had, spoiler alert, he doesn't get with the girl. He actually gets with his
friend.
His friend that we called pretty early on the movie. But instead of that plot with the girl he's obsessing over, it would be better if there was just this unspoken tension between them, and and a would they won't they moment.
There's something else I do want to talk about.
Yeah.
Actually, there's two things I want to talk about with this movie. The first is nipples.
Go on.
this is a Nickelodeon movie, and I couldn't believe how, like, one scene, how sexualized it was.
Yeah. Well, the girl was 25.
Yeah,
we did establish.
Yeah, so that's not a problem.
And, there was a scene where she's kind of... she's kind of, in her room. Was she getting changed or
she was getting dressed or something
and
like that.
She had a tank top. Was it a tank top?
It was like a tank top, and like you could see everything.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm like, I remember being shocked. I'm like, this is a fucking Nickelodeon movie.
Yeah, and we kind of both I concluded that they really weren't prepared for this to be in HD.
Yeah.
Like we kind of thought it was the Dick Tracy scenario.
Yeah, where you see Madonna's nipples. But yeah.
And but it was like you could clearly see that she's not wearing a bra, and you could.
You can make a lot out, is what we're saying. So it was definitely something that threw me for a loop, but it was like they were almost proud of it. Like, look what we're getting away with.
Any shot that they can put them in there, they did.
Like, she opened the window boob first, and to talk to somebody. It was like, this is crazy. So nipples was just the one thing I wanted to talk about. I felt that it had to be addressed.
It had to be addressed.
If you want to see a Nickelodeon movie, then this is the one for you. But the other thing I want to talk about, which is much, much, much more depressing, is Chevy Chase.
To Chevy Chase's credit, he was all in on it. Like he didn't seem like he was phoning it in.
Yeah, he wasn't sleepwalking through this movie whatsoever. But I wonder if there was a part of him that thought this was going to be like a huge hit and kind of put him back into front and center again, as it should be.
I don't think so. I think this was after he had been kind of blacklisted, and this is after the Chevy Chase show.
Okay, yeah.
And this is all right, I need to get work.
I need to get back into the swing of things.
It was just Chevy Chase, doing as good as he can in anything he can get.
Now, I know that he was in, I think, Community, I think is the show that he was in afterwards.
Yeah, and he was kicked off that show, too.
Yeah. But yeah, I understood that he was dead inside.
Yeah.
But he didn't really show it. Like, I knew he was dead inside when he was making this movie. Like, he could, but he hit it well.
It's like I said while we were watching, it's like I want to like Chevy Chase because he comes off as a genuinely good guy and not kind of the piece of shit he really is in real life.
Since you mentioned it, let's talk a little bit about the Chevy Chase show. I feel that this is, we
invoked it.
So if you don't know about the Chevy Chase show, watch the Chevy Chase show. See if you can find it on...
I think we found it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's where I found it. So if you can find it on YouTube, that's probably the best way to do it. Because there was only, I think 9 episodes ever made, and oh my gosh, it is just I love it. I love it.
Oh, it's uncomfortable.
Oh man, it is one of the greatest things I ever stumbled upon, because Chevy Chase is a funny guy. Well, for the most part. He's apparently not funny when he's hosting his own show, though.
No.
I don't even know how to begin listing why it was such a disaster.
Well, first off, you could tell he hates the audience.
Oh yeah, there was actually a part we actually have it freeze frame somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, I have it on my cell phone as a text reaction.
So he's doing his opening monologue as late night talk show hosts are wont to do.
Yeah.
And the audience keeps on hooting and hollering and cheering and laughing, and he gets so annoyed by them that he actually rolls his eyes at one point
and he grimaces.
Yeah, he's like, "Ah, you really are a beautiful audience," and then he's just,
it's like, all right now.
It's you can see it. You see him actually roll, just kind of making a face of I can't believe these assholes are cheering for me. Like, don't they have any taste?
It was more of like, all right, I wish these guys would shut up so I can finish the monologue and sit down.
My back is starting to hurt. Can we please stop the cheering every 5 seconds?
Like, these Oxfords are too tight for my feet.
And then, like, there was one episode where he was doing this, I guess, sketch where he had, like, a dinner table set up.
Oh, God. Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
And he was like, all right, what I'm going to do is we're going to make a free dinner for someone. If they come in here before the end of the taping, they get to have, a free dinner with me. And he's like, I see this thing all the time in restaurants where people will just leave their business cards and they'll randomly pick something out and call the person. So that's what he did. He got a bunch of business cards and he randomly went through it and he called the first number he could, and it was like it was not scripted and not planned.
I didn't know at first. Wasn't it like no one was picking up their phone?
Nobody picked it up at first, and then the next time he called, it was like it was somebody who I don't think spoke the language, so he had to pick another one. And I was like, it would be hilarious. It would have been hilarious if it wasn't, or if it was scripted, because he probably could have done, something with this whole idea.
Yeah, but it was clear. It was clearly some producer said, all right, here's the idea. Came up with it, and it just didn't work. And you can kind of tell Chevy Chase was panicking a little bit.
Like, you can kind of almost see that, like, there was probably some implicit trust from that producer. It was like, Chevy, baby, you can make anything work. Why don't you go on out there and why don't you, pick a thing? Like, the producer probably thought that either he was going to improv his way through it and have lots of ad-lib, kind of off-the-cuff jokes, or that Chevy would, take this concept and like, all right, I can write a sketch around this,
That or, like what? I think it was a case of, or maybe, I first off, I wonder if this was actually a Chevy Chase idea, like, all right, I'm just going to take a business card and, who's not going to want to have dinner with Chevy Chase?
Chevy Chase is the most important person in America right now.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase may have always been the most important person in America.
And to his credit, like, the last 5 minutes of the show, he did manage to get someone.
He
wrangled, what's that?
Yeah, he wrangled somebody up during the
the credits.
Yeah. It was like, oh, yeah, this is, yeah, you're the guy I called, right? It was just some guy from the audience, probably.
Yeah, probably. Like, or one of the, one of the PAs.
Yeah. Now, you've never met me, right, Phil? No, I've never met you. So, yeah, Chevy Chase did better in Snowday than he did in the Chevy Chase show.
He did better in Snowday than he did in his own show.
Yep. Because somebody else was writing for him.
So here's a question.
Go ahead.
Like, we mentioned what we would do to fix Snowday.
Mm-hmm.
How would we write Snowday?
All right. So, Snowday for me, I would have can I keep certain elements?
You can keep whatever you want.
I want to keep the, for the most part, I do want to keep the snowplow man thing. I probably, I would probably add a little bit to it. Maybe bump it up a little bit, some of the dead spots, but I would definitely keep that.
I want it to take place in the post-apocalypse, and the snowplow man is like the Lord Humongous of from like Mad Max, who comes around like plowing the snow.
So excuse me. So right? Is this a? I'm not actually. So is this like a post-nuclear winter apocalypse?
Yeah, this is during the nuclear winter.
Yeah, there's snow everywhere.
Like, or maybe snow. Maybe it's not. Maybe he's not Lord Humongous. Maybe he's oh, this is a reference, but maybe he's more like the Postman.
Oh, Kevin Costner.
Yeah, where he does it out of necessity. Like he's like one of the he's the glue that keeps together the society.
So that's actually kind of interesting because there's plenty of post-apocalyptic movies.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of, like, nuclear winter post-apocalyptic movies where people have to battle snow all the time.
Yeah. Like, the only one I could really think of, and I don't think it's even during the nuclear winter, would probably be The Road.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
And and it's only vague, if I recall, it's only vaguely implied that it could be a nuclear winter.
Yeah, they don't really go into much in that book for that. I've never seen the movie.
Depressing book.
It's alright. I do think that there's a lot of, dumb things in the movie, or in the book, rather.
Well, they cut the guy's leg off and eat it.
No, like, actually, when they find this underground bunker that's been hidden, that's full of all the supplies you would ever need, and the guy's like,
someone's gonna come here.
Yeah, they could come here at any time, so we better keep it moving. And it's like, if we found it, someone else is bound to. If nobody, nobody's found it in the last, during this whole 20-year span or whatever, but, it could be the day. Like, and we only have, one door, so their point of ingress would only be through that one door. This is a terrible place, to try to hold up in.
I never really, I kind of took that for granted. I now think about it, yeah, that is kind of stupid. Like,
that was the biggest bonehead move that this guy did.
Oh man, what is this? A safe haven full of food? No, I'm not. Maybe it was just, he didn't trust it.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Maybe maybe there was, like, some sort of symbolism, like, that he was just a very paranoid individual. So.
Like, he still has a little bit of PTSD. Like anyone in that situation would. Like, and just any situation that is not fraught with peril is just, like, he's not used to it.
So, I would actually... That's going to be my Snowday movie. It's going to be in the post-apocalyptic nuclear winter.
Okay.
There's feet of snow on the ground, and, people are trying to just find safe, move around, get from place to place. The snowplow man, he's our main star now.
So, it's kind of like, he's pushing pushing the snow to the side and making the only passable road for the miles of refugees behind him.
I think that's a byproduct, but I don't think he's doing this for any specific reason, other than just it's what he knows,
I got a different twist on this.
Okay.
I want the story isn't about the snowplow man. It's like one of the refugees behind him, and no one's ever seen the snowplow man.
Okay.
It's kind of like that train movie.
Oh, Snowpiercer?
Yeah, Snowpiercer, which is that's a post-apocalyptic.
But to be fair, they're in the train the entire time. They're not in the snow, so.
But you see the snow.
If you look outside, you can see it.
Yeah, there is snow involved.
But go on.
And I don't really have anything other than that. And maybe the snowplow man is just a skeleton. Before the nuclear winter, technology advanced enough where they could have driverless cars.
Yeah, okay.
And the snowplow man killed himself like decades ago, and just the AI in the car, which runs on
solar power.
Some unlimited fuel source, like thorium.
Okay.
Let's say thorium.
Sure.
And yeah.
So, all right. So now my refugee, I imagine he's or she. Well, there. Maybe it's two. It's a family. Family. No, because kids always ruin it. There has to be a kids because it's Snowday. It's a Nickelodeon movie.
It's Jerry Lewis and he's a clown.
Yeah. No. So yeah, we have a family of people, and they're maybe somewhere in the middle of this, long string of people following this plow. And like you said, nobody's ever seen the plowman, and it's almost like to them, the plowman almost represents like this last shred of leadership left in this world.
Yeah.
So they
like where they're at in the line, they don't even see the plow. Like, they're not even sure that there is a plow. And, it's kind of a journey, further forward.
Okay, so they're journeying forward, but I think that every now and again they get broken up from the main refugee line.
Yeah.
Everybody's traveling in line. People die. There's cannibalism afoot.
Of course.
But but we'll have it like where the family they fall or they lose or something happens and they get out of line and they end up finding like a nice bunker or something like that.
and they live happily ever after, as they should.
Nope, the dad is like, I don't trust
like this.
Like they end up losing the line completely. Like something happens and they lose the line completely. So now they're trying to get back into the snowplow line.
It's the brush-faced dog from Alice in Wonderland that scrapes away at the path.
Like, so basically they get off the path and, they find a series of better and better places. First it's a bunker. It's like, but it's only, look at all this food and supplies. Someone's bound to find it. If we found it, someone's bound to find it. So they just, they leave it. Then they find another place which is even more secure. Like they find like an underground.
They find an army base.
Yeah, they find an army base with scientists who are trying to rebuild civilization, and the dad's like, I don't trust this. So he ends up like opening up all their all the nuclear waste and drowning the entire base because he thinks that they're up to something. They find another place that's even better, and
then they leave there and they find this luxurious hotel, and he's on the massage table with his with the cucumbers over his eyes and the face clay. I'm like, I don't trust this either.
And so he knocks down a hotel and blows it up and and I imagine they find Dog Island, or a place that's just run by nothing but puppies, and it's a happy they go inside and there's like rainbows everywhere. It's like it's a biodome that is just full of puppies that live happy,
and there's fruit on the trees and enough to sustain them.
Yep. And he looks around. Dogs grow, I don't trust it. A hungry dog will eat anything. And
so he goes to Rabbit Island.
And eventually they make it back into, to the line. They find the line again at the front, and they see they finally get to see the snowplow itself, and they open it up, and it's a skeleton, like you said, and they announce it to the entire refugee line, and the entire thing becomes chaos. Like, they stand up and they turn off the plow. There is no snowplow man! He is dead! And it just descends into chaos because he could have just left well enough alone. Let the people have their faith,
I think that's kind of like, I think like the opposite would happen. Like, he would declare the snowplow man a fake or dead, and they just don't believe him and they kill him.
But he turns off the snowplow. Now they don't have a path. And
where were they gonna go anyway?
They had a path to follow with the snowplow,
and he has a route. That's all he has.
And then it's one of those things where you can't restart it. Like the thorium is only infinite as long as it keeps running.
Like it's one of those things like, yeah, it'll stay on, but it doesn't have the charge to turn on.
Yeah, so once he turns it off, that's it. It's all over. That's the most depressing Snowday movie I think we could have ever written.
And it's what this movie deserves.
You think it deserves some more depressing? Like, I think that the kid shouldn't have been, going off and trying to woo this girl who doesn't want anything to do with him. I think that on his Snowday, he should have been, planning like a bank heist, or he should have been like finding a treasure or something.
That would be a better movie. But it's what we got.
That's not the movie we got.
Though, then again, last time we saw a kids movie with a treasure in it, there was a box with a tape.
With that Norm Macdonald movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that Norm Macdonald movie. We might have already talked about it.
I think we hinted about it.
Yeah, I think we might have mentioned it once or twice. So if you ever find a movie that stars Norm Macdonald as a talking dog, now I think about it.
Yeah. It's not the first Norm Macdonald talking dog movie he's been in.
No, not at all. I guess it's the first one where he's actually been heard.
Yeah.
Or the one he hasn't been heard, rather. But we've seen a lot of talking dog movies recently.
Yeah.
Because we saw that one. We saw that weird Christmas light one.
We saw Robo-Dog.
Robo-Dog with Michael J. Fox.
Was it Michael J. Fox?
No, that was a different one, Michael J. Fox.
Oh, yeah, it was a different one. It was... I forget what the hell it was.
Then we saw Skater Dog.
Yeah.
And we actually saw that one for the podcast.
Did the dog in Skater Dog talk?
Yeah, David Arquette, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh.
And the same thing with all these movies is that nobody can hear the dog.
Yeah.
You know, it's really unnecessary. It's just, this is going to be boring if we don't put celebrity as the voice. And that's the thing, they're always celebrities of some kind. Like, that's where all the budget goes to.
Though I think Robo-Dog had probably one of my favorite runners in it.
Yeah, there's... Alright, so I'll set the scene for the basics of Robo-Dog. Basically, this dog dies, and the father, you know, he wants to make sure that his kids aren't sad, so he rips the skin off the dog. That's the only way it's possible.
Yeah.
And he builds a robotic dog that has all these neat gadgets, and he like just puts the skin of the dead dog on it so it looks exactly the same, so the kids don't have to worry about dealing with death. And turns out that this battery that he put in the dog is like a wonderful, like instant or like almost super energy efficient battery.
Like it's almost a perpetual energy machine.
And the bad guy, I'm doing finger quotes right here. The bad guy,
played by Wallace Shawn.
He wanted to get the battery so that he could mass produce this infinite energy battery. And
you know, we kind of went on a runner. The what if scenario if Wallace Shawn had actually mass produced this battery, and he was declared a hero.
Yeah, because energy crisis is gone now, you know?
It's like, and the Pope has gone out onto the balcony and declared that Wallace Shawn is a living saint, the first living saint canonized in the Catholic faith.
All the nations at the United Nations have joined together unanimously to declare him the most... to declare him the best person in the world, and all wars will now be stopped.
There is peace in the Middle East for the first time in decades. Palestine and Israel have declared a treaty hitherto unprecedented in these modern times. All thanks to Wallace Shawn and his super energy efficient dog capsule.
And we are actually having this happening right now, folks. The president of the galaxy, Glarglob, is coming down for the first time to meet with a human on Earth. This is a very rare occasion. Flarflov, he's famously reclusive, but they are making contact with Wallace Shawn right now as we speak.
And on this dark day, untold millions come to the ceremony where Wallace Shawn will be put to rest. Saving untold billions of lives and developing thousands in third world nations. Wallace Shawn was a leader this country needed.
But nope, that didn't happen because the guy just kept it in his dog.
He just kept it in his dog, and society is worse off for it.
Though I do think it'd be kind of funny if Clarflog, whatever the alien is, like super reclusive, doesn't, it's the king of the galaxy, basically. Like, he comes down to meet, or it comes down to meet Wallace Shawn, and somebody shoots him.
Wallace Shawn? Or
no, Garflog. It's actually Wallace Shawn who shoots him.
And all Garflox is just an alien Wallace Shawn.
No, actually, I was thinking, like, this was a long con for Wallace Shawn. Like, Garflock actually, he's known about Garflock for a long time.
Oh, yeah?
Wallace Shawn actually comes from a side of the galaxy where...
I was an alien all along, and you didn't even know!
And so he, he goes to meet, Garflock, and, they're gonna shake hands or do the galactic symbol of greeting, which is a thumb wrestle. And as he's going out, he hidden blade, he stabs him.
and then takes his crown like Napoleon.
So he becomes the new king. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting twist.
And, he goes to the center of the galaxy. There's some throne orbiting the supermassive black hole at the center of the galaxy that he that he sits at, and the space pope is gonna try and crown him, but he again takes the crown like Napoleon.
Yeah, he's the space pharaoh. That's what he is now. He's the space pharaoh. So yeah, I would be because here's the thing, that would be the end of Robo-Dog. That's how I would end that movie. So now Robo-Dog 2, which is going to be all about Wallace Shawn, of course.
Yeah, and, trying to bring him down from his evil reign.
I actually want it to be, I want Wallace Shawn to be the protagonist, because we always see evil kings as, as plot points that need to be solved.
All right.
But what if, just once, we had a movie where the evil king is trying desperately hard to keep the kingdom running, and the kingdom in this situation is the entire galaxy. There are trillions of planets that need guidance, and there's just not enough hours in the day.
I thought you were going for he's the emperor of the galaxy, and there's untold billions of planets that need his guidance, but it's still focused on this one little neighborhood with this dog robot.
That'd be funny too, I guess. Budgetary reasons would actually keep that. But yeah, now I'm imagining him, I imagine it looks kind of like the throne room from Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
A little bit.
But
you see, the throne looks kind of the same, but I'm actually no, it's gonna be a big red throne, and he's gonna be dressed up in king regalia, normal king regalia, like King Vitamon, kind of look to him.
Yeah,
and he's gonna and he's gonna be sitting there. He's gonna have a scepter which has another smaller universe on the top of it, inside a amber.
Well, in I was gonna say Boys to Men, Men in Black 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Men in Black rather.
And so there's an entire universe encased in amber. And he's just sitting there twirling it and everything like that. And that's where we begin. He's got to put out a couple of fires. Some planets are trying to make first contact and everything like that. Some planets aren't evolved enough for space and exploration, but but unfortunately something happens where it looks like they might be bumping their time frame up. He's well, we don't need the plebeians to have access to the space.
They don't need to be able to split the atom yet.
Yeah, they are a brutal planet. We need to keep them from so he's got to go there and put down the dissension or put down the thing.
So he's almost covert, he's sending he's paying off people to assassinate leaders and stuff like that in these developing planets in order to keep stability in the galaxy.
But there's also some planets that aren't developing fast enough, but maybe they have the puppy planet, we feel needs to be more widespread. We need a lot more people to have access to puppyodium, which makes everything a lot better.
There's a planet of really slow people, really slow as in daft.
Okay.
And they've been slow for billions of years, and they're not really evolving fast enough, and they keep on trying to crash ships, but after the 1000th ship, they crash there so they can try to reverse engineer the technology. Mm-hmm. They just stopped and quarantined them.
I imagine for places like that, they send down a couple of monoliths. All right, put a monolith there, we'll see what happens. And so he's got and now I also imagine not only does he have to deal with this this kind of stuff from in his war room or whatever, and he's but also now like people from the galaxy like all line up to ask him for favors in front of the thing. It's like for like 12 hours every day, and they're all different. Like there's like a gas person, you know what I mean? There's a person made entirely of just just one giant molecule, who floats forward. And
extremely radioactive.
Yeah.
Wallace Shawn has to be under a thick layer of lead.
Good thing I already lost my hair.
Good thing I'm already sterile.
So he's got to try to solve these little things too, and they're all such petty problems. Like the molecule comes forward and is like, hello, King. King Wallace Shawn, because that's his name. It's gonna be Wallace Shawn, of course. So, my neighbor put up a fence, but it's all my property. It cuts into my property by exactly 1 femto. And it's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do.
Bring me the zoning map.
Now it can be one of the two things. It can either be a scroll, he's got scrolls for every zoning area for the entire galaxy, or it's like a hologram. Yeah, but it's the hologram. Like he pushes it, and the hologram unscrolls,
and it zooms in like ridiculous, like it past atoms to the fabric of the universe itself.
Yeah,
and like he's 1 plank length over the over the line and has to move it.
It's clear right here what's going on, so tell your neighbor he's got to move it by that plank length before the sun comes up, or he is toast.
And just the sun bombarding that side of the fence was enough to move it a plank length.
Yes, that is how I would do the sequel to RoboDog. I don't, you don't have to do any, because the sequel is just like another person found the dog and wanted to keep it, kind of thing. Like that's boring. Wallace Shawn in space doing bureaucracy stuff.
Wallace Shawn in space as an emperor going over zoning disputes is just it's the highest potential wasted.
It's really funny because I honestly and genuinely would probably watch a movie if they described it. Wallace Shawn as a space emperor going over zoning disputes. I would be like, all right, I kind of have to know what this is about, and I would probably be engrossed.
Yeah, it's like, it's shitty stuff too. Like they want to put in a gas station here.
Yeah.
But bylaws of that part of the nation says that and he has to go over housing associations and stuff just the bullshit he has to go through.
Yeah, it would be there would be a part of me that would be like, I really appreciate the fact that this movie is, I guess, going hyper-realistic.
And because you expect a galactic space emperor to be going to wars and assassinating people. If one of these council members who annoys him, he'd assassinate them. But no, they're just space civil servants who are going over documents that are billions of years old because that's how old the some of these civilizations are.
Oh man, that I would be I don't know how to describe this movie, but I can tell you this much: I'm engaged. And of course, we would definitely make it. There would be a comedy to it. Like I said, 1 plank length over the line.
Yeah.
Would really be funny to me. This would be it would be comedic. And I would definitely watch something like that.
And a plank length over the line is so minuscule. It's enough. It might as well be 0.
Yeah.
a fence so minusculely over the line that if you observe it, it might have moved.
Like, think of all the, like, because you can really do as many... The universe, or the universe we're building here, you know, is varied and, you know, and huge, you know, like I said, you have... The sky's the limit for the type of things that come in here and talk to him.
Yeah.
Like I said, a giant molecule? Sure, why not? Something made of completely of gas? Okay.
Yeah.
Like one dot of, like, one gram of a star, you know, maybe coming in and it's gained sentience. Fine. The limit is your imagination, but they're all still doing the same bullshit stuff that people do.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it funny to me.
And, like, there's like some old lady like some old lady nebula that comes in and complains that the nebula's next door a few thousand light years away. Their music's too loud.
Like, it would be great. It would almost be, I think at the end, it would be like Don Quixote, where he just, like, you know, because Sancho has an island and everything like that, and leads, and I think at the end he's just like, you know what, this isn't worth it. I'm just, I'm going back to Earth, and I'm just gonna resign. I'll leave the bureaucracy to the people who enjoy it.
And before he gets the ability to step down, Planetoid Brutus stabs him.
And he becomes the new emperor.
Yeah. And he everything's fine until Black Hole Nero comes in.
See, I was actually thinking that soon as one of them, one of the brutal people come in and take over, it's a burn the Galactic Library, and so they just set fire to, like, this little USB device. And that's it.
And they assassinate the Republic of what would the Republic be? Of robots?
Yes.
Just two sides of a republic who they don't do anything, like, but disagree with the other, and it doesn't matter. Like, and the thing is, they're not bringing anything up. The one group will just say yes while the other says no.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's literally all it is. And they've been doing that for essentially all of eternity.
Now, there's one last thing to bring into this. Space Caligula.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. The title Space Caligula writes itself.
Yeah. Black hole. And I'm
gonna start as soon as we get done here. I'm gonna start writing Space Caligula.
You're gonna write a treatment for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go full hog on Space Caligula.
He makes the Horsehead Nebula a senator. I don't know if there is a Horsehead Nebula.
I think there is.
I thought there was, but I'm not quite sure.
So anyway, on that note, Space Caligula. Snowday.
Snowday, kind of a dumb movie that had no direction to it. But if you have dumb kids that you want them to shut up for an hour and a half, and you want to plant them in front of this, I think you could do worse.
It's not the movie it should have been. It wasn't a very good movie, but I can't say it was awful. And it's almost worth it just to see a couple handfuls of Chris Elliott's scenes.
Yeah.
So that's about it. Do I recommend it? No. But who knows? Who knows if you're feeling the mood? I mean, I think it's on Netflix, so go and watch it. Sure, why not? All right, I think that'll do it. Take it easy.
A toodaloo. That'll little SOBs.